Round here, them guns get the last word.
Ultimate is down. Render. Double kill.
You are the
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. With the announcement / teaser of Tekken 8 at EVO, that game is becoming more of a reality. The discussion around it is really starting to take hold. And with that being the case, you have these news articles popping up and trying to get in on the excitement, profit off of the click. And you have weird news articles like this one being made as a result. Tekken 7 best characters for beginners. Beginners. The Tekken franchise is one of the most successful out there, but those entering the game as beginners, these are the best fighters to pick. Now they list 8, and this list of 8 characters is really baffling on how they were picked. If I was to give someone a idea on which characters to pick in Tekken 8, it would look far different from this one. Actually, after this, I will make my own tier list. Paul Phoenix is number 8. Now, Paul Phoenix is one of the most popular characters in the game and also one of the best characters in the game, the strongest. This guy hits so incredibly hard. You can kind of say that this is a fair bet. Being the most popular means this character will be the most well-rounded. You have Bob at number 7. This is also kind of a okay pick. When you're talking about 8 characters, you gotta be very precise on what you're giving the player. Law at number 6. This one's kind of fair. Here's when it really starts changing. You start questioning all logic and reason. You have Lee, aka Lei, at number 5. Now this is one of the most complicated characters to use. He's definitely top 10, top 15 most difficult characters to use. The combos that he can do, the combos that he can apply, and also the range of his move list. You have to learn some type of Tekken to be able to use this guy. Now, I actually like Violet. I like what this character brings to the table. I think his moveset is a necessary one. But to say it's for a beginner, whew, I don't know if I would say all that. I definitely wouldn't advise no beginner to pick that character up. Number 4 is Miguel. Now Miguel's the character that's been getting stronger and stronger over the course of Tekken 7, and this probably wouldn't be a character that I suggest, but if a new player wanted to pick him, I would be like half at it, because he kind of has all of the standard Tekken tools and he can do a lot of cool and interesting things. So if a new player wanted this character, sure, but I wouldn't be suggesting him, especially as a number 4 pick. Number 3 and number 2, Kazuya and Heihachi. This is a facepalm. Now, of course, the Mishimas is some of the main characters. These are the most popular characters in the game, but by no means are these characters easy to use, easy to pick up. These characters take work, take practice, and it's kind of funny because when you think about the main characters, they should be easy. They should be true Tekken. This should be a sample of what's to come. But I think the developers realize that that's not what these characters are. I often say characters like Jin, Kazuya, Heihachi, Yoshimitsu, Steve, there's a few other characters. I often say they're outdated, and I know the community doesn't like that phrase because it makes the characters seem bad. But when I say outdated, it means these characters aren't easy brain dead characters like some of the new characters we get. I just thought of a way I can compare it. Instead of saying the characters are outdated, characters like Jin, Kazuya, Yoshimitsu, Steve, I would say these characters are like stick shift cars from the 90s. And then you have characters like Katarina, Claudio, Lucky Chloe. These are self-driving cars created in the year 2020, 2021, 2022. What I mean by that is like a stick shift from the 90s isn't bad. That's actually a very priceless, rare car. But if you're comparing it in sort of functionality to a modern car, it starts to falter in what it can and can't do. Let me know if you guys like that analogy. Jen is a stick shift, Claudio is a self-driving Tesla that just plays itself. Like if you look at number 1, Katarina, number 1. And Katarina does fall under that tier of brain dead character. This character plays herself, 333, 444. You have hop kicks, snake edges, all of these generic tools that is just slapped on every character. When I say a character is outdated, it's no way like shaming that character. It's really shaming all of the other characters and how the developers are making them. I think it's so odd to have these characters be so generic and copy and paste. If I was to make a tier list on what a new person should pick up, it would probably look something like this. Paul Phoenix up there, Harong probably there, Alyssa up there. I'm just gonna do this really fast. I'm not really gonna put too much thought into it, but I'm just doing this to give kind of a general idea of showing what I think a new player should pick up. Now, this tier list is going to be based on a few things. It's going to be based on how much fun I think they will have with the game. That's very important, is how much fun. The bears is casual magnets. I don't know why, but the bears, people will see the bears and just immediately have a blast. Just immediately pick them and start spamming and start having, like, I honestly think the bears, kings, Kunimitsu, I'm trying to think of other characters that's good for beginners. This is just a very fast tier list on what I think a beginner should pick. Now, some of these picks are up here because these characters kind of play themselves. They take the stress of learning Tekken off of you and they put it onto the other person, like Claudio, Alyssa, Lita, Kunimitsu, Leroy. These characters all kind of function the same, but the reason why I have the bears up here, Kunimitsu up here, is and also Lucky Chloe. These are just characters, for whatever reason, casuals seem to enjoy. If you were picking up Tekken for the first time and you played these characters, you would probably have a blast. The more you go down the tier list, even though this is very rushed and very rough, I would say this is kind of how it goes. The farther you go down the tier list is the more difficult a character becomes. And when I say difficult, I don't mean for someone who knows Tekken, who plays Tekken. I mean difficult for someone who's just starting off. Someone who may not understand counter hits, wall setups, wall oki, all of these different and dynamic situations that you get into when playing Tekken. So that will be my short and very rushed tier list of which characters you should pick if you're starting off. From the Tekken subreddit, this is responding to the news article. The only purpose of this article is to boost the SEO rating of the website. The author probably never played the actual game. And then it quotes the news article. Heihachi can dish out significant amount of damage and open up opponents with a slew of powerful strikes ranging from spinning kicks and strong fists. It says 26 words, 0 substance. Players will get an overall course of Tekken mechanics as Heihachi is an excellent general character in the game. What does that even mean? That's really what this news article is trying to do. They're basically just trying to capitalize off the whole Tekken hype, the Tekken wave, and I think it's fascinating to pay attention to these news articles. They shouldn't be ignored because casual, like this is from Game Rant. They're a pretty big news article in the gaming space. So some people could see what they're saying here and take this as truth. Take this as, okay, let me pay attention. Let me pick this character. Try this character. And also it gives us their perspective on what they think about the game. I always say the casual audience is just as important as the hardcore audience. Tekken developers will listen to both, pay attention to both, and working and making and creating a brand new game. That is how it's done. You listen to both, you get feedback from both, and you try to blend both of them together. So at the end of the day, you have a game that's complex, it has a high skill ceiling, but at the same time, a casual won't drown as soon as they step into the pool that is Tekken. Some characters are to lead you deeper into, some characters are to build you up to that point, and then some characters is when you're really mastered the game and you want to really explore all of its different mechanics and possibilities. This is also why I think characters really shouldn't be buffed or nerfed, because characters all have their different purpose. Some characters are supposed to be tournament gods. These are the characters that's supposed to display what Tekken can be at the highest level. But then some characters are supposed to be online. And when I say online, you have the ones that are online that's for serious play, and then you have online for like the kiddie pool, for like casuals, for green ranks and first dan and all that stuff. You have those characters that are supposed to pull people into Tekken. And I feel like when you're buffing and nerfing all of these characters, especially the way Tekken's been doing it, it loses that distinction, it loses that clarity, and the ranks become bloated, the ranks become useless. We lose that sense of identity. And in Tekken 8, they really have to make sure that doesn't happen for a second time, right? This was the first time they did this whole updating the game over time. And you think after 6-7 years, they would have figured out what to do and not to do. But I just say the damage is already done, and we'll see next time. But that's it. I just want to share my ideas on this whole discussion revolving around picking new characters, playing old characters, good, bad, what you should try if you're new to Tekken. But that's going to be it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.